Welcome to Victory Bible Institute orientation video. My name is Andrea Holmes and I am the administrative assistant for the Victory Bible Institute. We're so glad that you could join us. We are going to be going through your binder in this video, so if you could go ahead and grab that and we will get started. If you can go ahead and turn to the page. The first page is obviously just the copyright notices. You don't need to know anything about that. There's a note from the administration on the main campus of LCU. I encourage you to read that. Also the statement of faith. And again, this is the main campuses. So if you could go ahead and just read through all of that. Mainly I'm just going to highlight what's more different with our specific campus than with the LCU project. Next, on page 6, you should see the Spirit-filled programs. This is exactly how we run. We've got the theology program. We have the audit program. And the theology and audits are broken up to 4 different programs. We are currently offering the 2 programs, Program 1 and Program 2. And after that, you will see a list of all of the programs in their current classes and what's in them. So we've got Theology 101, you got Principles of Faith and Christ-like Character, Biblical Finances, and also Program 2, which is a really good program. I encourage you to, when you finish Program 1, to really go on to Program 2. Okay, we are on page 9. We're going to talk about tuition. And what is different, if you see on here, it's saying that it's about $110 for the audit program and $160 per class for the regular theology degree program. We really believe in helping people, and we are not in this for money. We really want you to grow. So we've actually taken it upon ourselves to actually help pay for some of your guys' costs. So the program or the institution price for a normal student is $100 a class. So we're going to pay you we're going to pay it $60. So you don't have to worry about it. Also for the audit program, it's only $85. So I hope that really helps you guys out with that. So, and payments are due the day of the very first class of class. So if we are starting Biblical Finances, it is due the first class of Biblical Finances. If we're doing New Testament Survey, that $100 is due, or $85 is due the very first class of that. So, and then you've also got a level 5 if you want to ever go on. You can go level 5s. We are now on page 12. And this is the Student Policies Standard of Conduct. Now I really wanted to hit more on this, and I'm just going to read through it and you can follow along. A student whose personal conduct is a poor testimony for Christ and who fails to live in accordance with the scriptural ideas of the Bible Institute, will be spiritually counseled and will be disciplined to such an extent as the program director deems visible. Okay. This is basically saying that, and I don't think anybody should have an issue, but if there is ever an issue, your campus pastor has the authority to administer disciplinary actions or to even kick you out of the class if we feel that what you're doing is not 100% correct. But again, we don't know your personal habits outside of Bible college. So it really is an honorary system, but if there is ever an issue, I just wanted to inform you, we will be taking action. Same with your personal habits. We really would express or encourage you to abstain from any tobacco or alcohol or illegal drugs, preferably both on and off campus. So where you're at, where we're at, we really want to encourage you to stay away from that. But again, we don't know your personal life. This is really just an honorary system. Dress code. The dress code is really lax. We like to have more of a casual, interactive environment, so you can wear everyday street clothes. We do encourage you not to wear sweatshirts per se to class. We do like to keep a level of professionalism, but again, lax, so business casual or what you would wear to like a PTA meeting, just something that's presentable. So that is our current dress code, not that we have one. Attendance, absentee, and tardy policies. We're now on page 13. Regular and punctual attendance is essential to scholastic achievement and success in ministry. Thus, students are expected to be in class at the appointed time. Students who are late or who miss a class are required to purchase and listen to recordings of the missed lectures. Now, we are not requiring you that you purchase. We are going to put everything on the city. If you do not have an account on the city, please contact your campus pastor and we'll get you all set up on that. But if you ever miss a class, we're going to post that class on the city, so you won't have to actually purchase the recordings. So, yep, that is that. If you don't listen or attend all of the classes, or at least listen to them, you will actually get an incomplete for the class. And later we'll talk about how to change incompletes to an actual grade. Course requirements. In addition to attending class, students are expected to read all textbooks and to take all quizzes, tests, and exams. Occasionally there will be a paper that you'll have to write. To deliver any scheduled orientation presentations and to turn in any other work required on the assigned date, usually the very last day of the class or the day of the test. Research papers are due 1 week after the last class meeting date, if not otherwise specified. Occasionally we will give maybe 2 weeks if it's a longer paper, even if the student is absent on the date. So even if you are absent test day, it is still due 2 weeks or a week after the test day, the group test day. A guide for preparing research papers acceptable to the Bible Institute can be found in the back of the student handbook. So look in the back of your student handbook. It's right there exactly how any paper should be set up. It's very simple. It gives you all the outlines. You should be good. Advanced placement students, none of us are there yet, so go ahead and read if you are there. That is more for the people who are going for Bible doctorates or master's degrees. Late work. If a course requirement is not completed and course completion affidavit turned in within 1 week of the last class meeting, the student will receive a grade of incomplete. So if it's not turned in on the proper time, when we turn in our paper, when we report to the main campus, you'll have an incomplete. Once an incomplete grade has been posted, the student has 2 additional weeks to complete all of the course requirements and turn in their affidavit. To change a grade from incomplete, the student must pay an additional $10 charge grade change incomplete fee. So if you missed a test and you have 2 weeks to take that test and turn it back in and change the grade to an incomplete. And again, we're not super strict about that, but the guideline is there. 3 weeks after the last class meeting, if the work is still not completed, the student's incomplete grade is changed to an F automatically. If a personal emergency prevents a student from completing the course requirements, you are responsible for contacting the program director or myself to arrange to complete the required work. So if you ever have a personal issue, you can contact your campus pastor or you can contact me, which is at VBI at fwccarroll.com, VBI at fwccarroll.com. That is the information. Email. Failing grades. If a student fails a course, they will have to pay tuition and take the course again. You don't get a freebie. You'll have to take it again if you fail. They must demonstrate satisfactory work for the entire course before they may be eligible for a passing grade to appear on their official grade report. Ministry Practicum. You have a Ministry Practicum report that collects all of the information right here. It looks like this. This is the Ministry Practicum. Students are required to serve at their local church as a minister of helps. For example, as a greeter, usher, nursery worker, you can do praise and worship team, anything. Students are required to serve a minimum of 72 hours during the 9-course program of study. So from the moment of the first class to the last class, you have 9 months or 9 courses worth of time to rack up 72 hours of serving time. Ministry practicum hours must be valid volunteer work sanctioned by the local church, providing training for the student and helping the local church. It does not include student ministry independent of the local church. So if you are ministering outside of the local church, say at a banquet that is held by the Chamber of Commerce, does not count. It is specifically for the local church or your church. This service, verified by the church leader, earns the student 3 credit hours. So each class you get 3 credit hours, and then the ministry practicum is also 3 credit hours. All right, so if you have any other questions, you can continue reading that because it's different for level 5s and 6s. Placement absence. No formal placement absence is offered by the Victory Bible Institute. However, we believe that faithful service to the Lord will open doors for future ministry. Many students have found their place through their ministry practicum and other volunteer works. Transfer of credits. If you have taken classes from, that says placement of assistance. I apologize, read that wrong. Okay, transfer credits. If you have other credits somewhere else, you can transfer them. There's a whole system, and we'll talk about how to get in the student account later. Miscellaneous fees. These are just different fees. There are different fees that you'll have to pay. The application fee, which is $35, which you probably have already paid since you are watching this video, so you don't have to worry about that one. We are not getting identification badges, so you do not have to worry about that. Material fees, the only fee as far as materials for you is you are required to buy your own books ahead of time. Now there is a list in your binder. It should be more in the back of your program book list, and it looks like this. So if you're a program 1, these are the books that you'll have to have for class. Now we provide you with book 1 for you, so you do not have to worry about that, but from here on you will have to order your own books ahead of time. It doesn't take very long to get the books, so I would make sure you give yourself at least a week for ordering and sending them back, so you don't have to worry about any of the material except for your books. We will give you the outlines. Cap and gown, unless your campus wants to do a graduation, we don't really do the cap and gown, so you don't have to worry about the cap and gown. The change of grade, obviously we talked about that, it's the $10. The official grade report fee, at the end of the year, you don't have to worry about that. Normally we pull in one official report, and again we cover that for you, so you do not have to worry about that. Return check fee, if you give a check and it does bounce, we do have a $25 charge for that, for the insufficient funds, because we send the money to VBI, our Life Change University. Sorry. The main campus in Florida. I apologize. Then we do send it to the main campus in Florida, and so if that check bounces, then they do charge a $25 fee. So students are not permitted to make any individual recordings. Please do not copy this. We really want to keep this in-house, and it's also because Life Christian University has really allowed us to do this amazing project. We want to be able to stay within the laws with that. So if we could please refrain from making any copies of this, that would be amazing. All right, so we are now on page 18 with the academic standards grading system. For this, obviously you see there, if you have an A, it's a 93 to 100%. Their grading scale is a little bit higher, but they have a higher standard, which is really good. That means you got to step it up, so it's good. So if you have an A, it's the 93 to 100. You got the B, C. If you have withdrawn, there's a whole system on that. I don't want to cover that here. Grade reporting. Grade posting provided students with the information needed to track their academic progress. Now, we will give you your test back with a grade slip to let you know. Also, please keep track of your grades, and we have, this is what it's called, a course list and intent to graduate form. As we are going through each class, I really encourage you to each time fill out the course number, which you have in the course listings in the front, and the course name, all the information as you go. That way you have to do it all at one time, but this will keep track of it. And we'll give you your grades, your final grade slips after each class, because again, there are some classes that you'll have to actually write a paper in. And then what you do is at the end of the year, you turn this in with your ministry practicum, and that is what we send to the main campus. All right, we are now on page 19. You have graduation requirements. Again, we don't do a full graduation, but on number 5 it says you have to complete your course list and intent to graduate form, which I just covered. You have to return in your ministry practicum. So go ahead and read through that. That's how you know your general requirements for your graduation. The next page is the campus information. Now there's 2 campus information pages. The first one is our campus, the Carroll County campus for Victory Bible Institute, and the second page is for the one in Florida, Life Christian University. They have their own campus. You will be needing that information for when you turn in your matriculation form, which we will talk about a little bit later. The next thing is the course catalog. You can go ahead and read through all that. It just gives a brief description of all the different classes that Life Christian University offers and that we offer through VBI. After that is your research paper guidelines. Please reference this when you do have to do a research paper. It's really going to help you out. It's it's simple and it's easy to understand. We don't want to have to mark down points just because you didn't follow the guidelines. After that, you should see a bunch of several tabs like this. This is to help keep your notes and papers and tests all organized. We really encourage that you keep all of that. So we have one tab per class. so you can put them all right there, keep it all organized. All right, that was the student handbook. If you could go ahead and go into your front pocket, there's a few different things I want to talk about there. We already talked about the course and intent to graduate, the ministry practicum, your program 1 book list, or program 2 book list, depending on what program you're in. The student handbook affidavit, this needs to be signed and turned in the first day of class. This is just saying that you've read all the parts that we skipped. You've read your student handbook and that you understand it, and this holds you accountable to saying, yes, I've read and I understand, therefore I can be held accountable to what is in the handbook. And again, this is due the first day of class. You should have extra ministry practicum activity logs. That is because if you have more than one project that you did work on, or you overfilled this one, that you have more to fill out, and the information is on the top of how you fill that out. Also, you have the student account setup matriculation process page. This shows you exactly how to set up your online account through LCU. Now, the matriculation process turns the classes into credit so you can get an actual degree. Us as a Bible Institute cannot do that for you. So what you have to do is follow the steps. You have to create your personal student login information, log in, and on that website, and the steps I'll explain it, on that you'll have print out a matriculation form. Now, the matriculation form you have to personally send into the main campus with that information in the handbook, and they can start that matriculation process for you. It's also a place you can keep track of all of your grades. If you ever forget, oh, what did I have? I forgot what my grade is. You do need your student ID for all of that. So I believe that is all. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm really excited about this school year. We've got some sweet stuff going on. And we will see you later, and God bless.